Cleveland, 27-26 just 3 weeks ago. Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen, Three Rivers Stadium on a beautiful football afternoon. And this should be an emotional renewal of this great rivalry as Don Cockcroft will kick it off. Larry Anderson stands at the goal line for the Steelers. Anderson just activated. Was hurt in the opening game. He takes it a yard deep to the 10. And he's down near the 21-yard line. Here come the Pittsburgh Steelers and Terry Bradshaw. They say he was throwing better this week than he has for several weeks. Rocky Blyer, Franco Harris. The first time those two veterans have started a game this year. Jim Smith for the injured stalwart. The great Lynn Swan. Tight end Randy Grossman. Offensive line, a lot of strength. Kolb and Finney, the All-Pro Webster, the rookie McGriff, and the strong Larry Brown at right tackle. May have to play some tight end as well, as Benny Cunningham is hurt. First play of the game from the 21. Up the middle for a couple of yards goes Franco. Marshall Harris, number 90, defensive end for the Browns, made the hit. Harris, who suffered a concussion 2 weeks ago, did not play at Tampa Bay last week. The defense for the Cleveland Browns. See Franco working toward that 9,000-yard mark.
3 yards, second down, 7.
Smith left, Swan right. Second down and 8. It's Harris. 25. He's to the 30-yard line, and that should put him right at that 9,000-yard mark. Charlie Hall, the veteran outside linebacker, 59, made the tackle.
They were hoping that Franco could reach that mark early in this game. He's done it with his second carry. Nice job of coming off the right side. Franco actually runs better to his left, but you see in that play why they have missed him so much. He's missed 3 of the last 4 games and likes to play his way through the entire season. Doesn't he? I said, do you feel rested? He said, no. He said, I want to be in there every week.
So Franco Harris joins Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson, the only other 2 men to rush for 9,000 yards or more in this league. It's 3rd down and 1. Bradshaw appeared to be a broken play, and he has a first down at the 34. Looked as if Bradshaw wanted to give it to Harris. A little tentative before he tucked it away and headed upfield for the first down. Defensively for the Cleveland Browns. Harris, Bradley, 2 youngsters with a veteran Lyle Alzado. 4 linebackers, Hall, Cower, another youngster, Bam Bam Ambrose, and Clay Matthews coming into his own. Ron Bolton, Clinton Burrell at the corners, Tom Darden and Charlie Scott, the safety men, 2 good ball hawks. First down, Pittsburgh at the 34. Bradshaw's first throw of the day. Scrambling, and down he goes at the 29-yard line. Number 56, Robert L. Jackson from Texas A&M made the tackle.
Jackson in for Cower. Jackson has been injured, has missed a lot of football. He is their most exciting young man. They've got him in the ball game today. They're pleased to have him back. He makes big plays, and of course, if he can keep the pressure along with that offensive or defensive line on Bradshaw, they can make his life pretty rough.
Ball at the 29, a loss of 4, call it. It's 2nd down and 14 as Jack Lambert waits for his role. He returns to the starting defensive alignment for the Steelers today. Bradshaw to Blyer. Down he goes hard at the 32-yard line. Ambrose, 52, with 59 Hall sandwiching Blyer. Yesterday, a front-page story. Rocky Blyer will become a member of the NBC team here in Pittsburgh. He is the new sports director of Channel 11 here in the Steel City.
Franco Harris in the locker room said, hey, Rocky, does that mean I can tell you to put anything I want on TV? Have his own pipeline right to the television set.
Of all people, Franco, who shies away from any publicity. It is 3rd and 12, and the Browns come in with a 5th defensive back. Only Harris behind Bradshaw. Good pressure. Open. First down at midfield. It appeared to be Lynn Swan. Yes, Swan with a first down for the Steelers.
Excellent pressure by Bradley from his position in the middle. Came around on a stunt. You'll see him coming in from the left side of your screen as he goes all the way around the defensive end. Watch him here. Jumps over the top of the defensive man Bradshaw, I don't know how in the world he got that on target. Again, the strength of his arm evident there as he threw under pressure and completely out of position, gets the ball to Swan, and well, that's a tough combination to deal with.
Looked as if Bradshaw's elbow and thumb were all right on that throw. The give to Harris. He's to the Cleveland 49-yard line. A gain of a couple, wrapped up by Charlie Hall, 59, a third-round pick out of the University of Houston back in 1971. Never missed a practice in college or pro ball, 14 years. Ready to answer the bell in Pittsburgh today.
Obvious from the game plan early of these Steelers that they want to control the football if they can. They're really staying on the ground. I think partially because they've got Franco in the game. He does make a tremendous difference to this offensive team.
2nd down and 8. Just underway, no score. Bradshaw off play action, has a man. No, it's intercepted, and that could go for a Cleveland touchdown. At the 35 and finally down at the 33-yard line goes Clinton Burrell, the right corner, the rookie or second-year man from LSU, and he's the Browns' hero at the moment as Burrell has his 3rd interception of the year.
Tyrone McGriff over to make the tackle on him. An excellent tackle for the rookie guard, but a big break early and one that Sam Ratigliano would love to see his Browns capitalize on. They're out there. They're going to go after it very quickly. If I know Sam, he said, hey, let's get 7 now.
Burrell's interception puts Cleveland in play at the Pittsburgh 33. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter, no score. That's Newsome in motion. Sipe over the middle, incomplete. Closest man was Mike Pruitt, number 43. Good pressure by the Steeler defense is Clinton Burrell from Louisiana State University.
Okay, do you have the carry?
Accepts the plaudits from his teammates. 29-yard return. Brian Sipe and the 2 Pruitts in the backfield. Dave Logan and Reggie Rucker, Ozzie Newsome, a fine triumvirate. Deacon, DeLamelure, DeLeon, Shepard, and Rison, who have protected Sipe so very well. He's been sacked only 11 times all year. Mike Pruitt away from Wagner, and Robin Cole pushes him out of bounds at the 25 near a first down. Pruitt showing good speed. He's the number 2 rusher in the American Conference behind Earl Campbell. 8 yards on that carry. Defense for the Steelers. Familiar names. Tom Beasley in that defensive right end position with Banaszak injured. Linebackers. Ham and Lambert, he's the key. Good pass coverage for Lambert. They've missed him. Cole. Back 4 of Johnson and Blunt at the corners. Donnie Shell, second in the National Football League in interceptions with 7, and the veteran Wagner.
Dick, we're going to see a lot of Ozzie Newsome in motion today. One of the reasons for that, they like to put some pressure on the defensive backs of the Steelers, who've had a little trouble covering this year. They've given up a lot of touchdowns in the air. They have not played as well against the passing game as they had in the past. A lot of that primarily, I think, because they have not generated the pressure on the quarterback that was a trademark of this Steeler team for years.
3rd down and 2. Sipe, who has had 3 great games in a row against Pittsburgh throwing the ball, 300 yards or more each of those 3. Gives to Charles White. The Heisman winner fumbles. It's still free. And it goes out of bounds, I believe, still in possession of Cleveland. Cleveland still owns the football. Pittsburgh never controlled it. Finally went out of bounds in a mad scramble on the far sidelines.
You have to get possession of that ball. It's not a matter of who touches it last. Once the ball is fumbled, if it goes out of bounds, it belongs to the team in possession last on the field. And of course that team happens to be Cleveland. Still a costly mistake. It looked like White going for the extra yardage, and you'll see him as he gets hit low, spins away. Looks like he almost regained his balance but left the football behind.
A long field goal try by Don Cockroft, 46 yards. Straight, or is it? No, it's wide to the left. And the Steeler defense gets a standing ovation. Interception for Clinton Burrell for the Browns goes for naught. The fumble takes Cockroft farther back, and he misses from 46 yards. The Steelers will get it on the turnaround, and 9 minutes remain in the first quarter, a scoreless tie. orthodox straightaway place kicker in the AFC, one of only 4 in the entire NFL, misses from 47 yards, and the Steelers have it at the 30-yard line. Now, the turnover did not cost Pittsburgh. Bradshaw has Smith left, Swan right, Blyer and Harris behind him. Franco to the 32, and that's about all. Dick Ambrose in the middle of that Browns defense, spearheading the charge along with Lyle Alzado. Let's check other action in the National Football League. In Atlanta, New Orleans looking for that elusive first win, takes the early lead in an Archie Manning to Wes Chandler pass of 26 yards. And the Giants lead Green Bay in the first quarter. Sims to Gray, a 50-yard play. Here, no score. 8.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 2nd and 8. And some intruders on the Steelers' half of the line of scrimmage. We'll see if Larry Brown invited Alzado in.
You can see the emotion in between these two teams. They are really pumped to play. Jackson getting in a little bit of action there with Penny, number 74. The officials, you'll get a chance to see it for yourself. Actually, a couple of defensive linemen, Alzado and Marshall Harris, jumping before the snap. But it was the little shot by Jackson to Penny's head, I think, that got the action going after the fact.
5 yards for the procedure call goes against Brown of the Steelers.
Full start, number 79, offense, 2nd down.
Very often, Dick, when you see defensive linemen jumping like that, that will trigger a move by the offensive lineman. And as soon as that hand comes off the ground, they're ticketed with that penalty.
Even though Alzado from the far side had come across the line of scrimmage. Bradshaw on 2nd and 12. Screen to Harris. 30-yard line is all that Harris can get. Henry Bradley, 91, made the tackle along with Robert L. Jackson. Tyrone McGriff ran right by the tackler in that screen, and it's a short yardage. It'll make it 3rd and 10.
Charlie Hall did a good job coming up from the outside to pin the action in, but the 91 from the inside, Bradley from the inside, excellent pursuit, very quick pursuit coming out.
Lyle Alzado had an interesting quote prior to this game. The first game, meaning the one in Cleveland, was a battle. This game is the war. Alzado has picked up the spirit of this rivalry in a short amount of time since coming from Denver. 3rd, complete to Swan, and he has a first down at the 44. A sure-fingered tackle by Clarence Scott, or Swan might have been off to the races.
5 defensive backs in the game, but Swan able to beat one of them, Clarence Scott, on the far side. Bradshaw has him all the way here. Little finesse pass, dumps it to the outside. Swan does a good job, and as you said, Dick, almost got away from Scott for a big gainer.
14 yards on the play for the former star of the University of Southern California. And it gives Bradshaw and the Steelers another series of downs at the Pittsburgh 44. No score, less than 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Swan again. And down he goes at the Cleveland 49, just short of a first down. So Swan has his 3rd catch. That one good for 7 yards. Ron Bolton made the tackle.
That's a good matchup between those two. Bolton, the most active and perhaps the most professional of those defensive backs. And Swan, of course, a renowned receiver, big play man.
There's Cleveland Browns assistant coach on the sidelines. Some defensive charts. 2nd down and 3 at the Cleveland 49. Rocky Blyer, short of the first down, didn't quite get to the 46. Alzado made another tackle, number 77 in the white jerseys of the Cleveland Browns.
We talked about Robert L. Jackson. You see him there, number 56. He was also in on that tackle. Got a chance to watch him in action here. Very quick acceleration to Larry Brown coming through the hole and stuffed himself right in there where they wanted to run that football. That's tough defensive play.
Art Modell, the owner of the Browns, said that Jackson, the finest defensive prospect I've seen in 15 years with the Browns.
He may have hurt himself a little bit, had to take himself out on that play.
3rd and 1. Harris has a first down at the 44 of the Browns. So Jim Smith and Lynn Swan return to the huddle. Out come the added blocking strength, and the Steelers move near that Browns goal line.
They say that Rocky Bleier is almost a guard in that defense or offensive backfield. You see him plowing into the line there. He'll give you his body anytime you need it. That's one of the reasons he's so valuable in a starting position or in a backup position, either one.
First down at the Cleveland 44. No score. 5 minutes left. First quarter. Play action. Swan. Another catch at the 30-yard line. As Bolton made the hit, Swan wraps up the reception and another first down.
Very often the difference in a ball game for the passing game is to get something going running. They've run the ball well. The little play action pass holds everyone momentarily. No pressure on Bradshaw, who just barely gets it over the linebacker's head. And Swan takes a real shot, rolls to the ground, but he's got the first down, and they're in on the 30-yard line.
Looked as if he clamped his knees around that one to make sure he maintained control. 4 catches already for Swan. Bradshaw. 20, and down at the 13, and it's another Steeler first down.
We'd ask the question which Terry Bradshaw would be playing today. We now, I think, know the answer, at least in the early going. Bradshaw taking it on himself here. No receiver open, gets a little pressure, steps into the pocket, sees a little daylight, and Bradshaw can still run the football. But he's also smart enough to know that he doesn't want to take a shot at the end.
Bradshaw, of course, who ran so very often in his younger years with the Steelers. And with injuries and age, he slowed down, but they're a key scramble and a first down at the 13 of the Browns. No score. Harris. Not much there. Good defensive charge off the line of scrimmage. It appeared to be Alzado who turned that play inside, and Charlie Hall made the tackle.
All coming from the backside, but it was in fact Alzado and Jackson shutting it off, forcing Franco to try and get back inside. He does that very well, especially going to his left. Has great vision and always runs under balance and under control.
And it's good to be here on an unlikely weather day in Pittsburgh, middle of November. The temperature in the 40s, beautiful sunshiny day.
This is a football day, there's no question about it.
2nd and 9. Bradshaw to Bleier, and Bleier is to the 3-yard line. That's going to be very close. I believe he has the first down.
We talked about the young people on this Cleveland defense. They have been putting good pressure on the quarterbacks, but they're not getting pressure on Bradshaw here. He runs away from Alzado, throws back across the field, and zips that ball to Rocky Bleier. And we've said it many times, Bleier is a money player. When you get down close, he's the guy you like to go to.
It is short, as you can see, by an inch or two. Chuck Noll has a 3rd down and inches call.
I think we'll see Larry Brown going to tight end here in a short yardage situation. They've sent Wolfley out to fill in one of those positions. They'll probably move Penny over to tackle and take Brown out to the tight end. As you know, Benny Cunningham hurt, not able to play today.
Ted Peterson, 66, also used as a tight end, as he used 3 big blockers instead of the wide receivers. Grossman is the wing back right, 3rd and inches. Franco. Didn't need but a couple of inches, and that's about all he did get, if that, as Robert L. Jackson, Stonewall, made another tackle, true to his nickname, along with Ambrose, backing up that good charge by the defensive line.
They're bringing the sticks into measure, but good position. If they have this first down, they'll have 4 shots at it from the 4-yard line. When you get down that close, you hate to have that ball resting on the 10. You'd much rather have it in on the 4 or the 3 to pick up the first down.
They didn't make it.
Oh, my.
Credit that Cleveland Browns defense. The Steelers didn't make it on 3rd and inches. The crowd says go for it, 4th and inches. And Chuck Noll will.
Chuck Noll said, yes, we will. A bit of a gamble. You don't want to lose the opportunity to score first when you have a chance like this.
Will they go wide, Merlin, or will they try Harris again?
I've got to believe you go inside. I've got to believe you go inside.
Blyer appeared to get a half-yard before a vicious tackle again by Robert L. Jackson. Oh, as he played a sensational first quarter.
Officials waving again for the sticks, but I believe they got enough this time.
It's going to still be close.
Jackson signaling that it's not enough. We'll let the officials place it down. You'll get a chance to watch it very carefully. And whoa.
Couple of pebbles on the pigskin. Good enough for a first down.
They talk about this being a game of inches. You just saw a few of the most important inches of this ball game being measured there. Let's see if that defense can hold as well on the next few downs. They may not get in there yet, Dick.
That has to give them a moral boost. That young defensive line doing a great job on this goal line situation. Blyer ran into his own blocker, and down he goes at about the 4-yard line. Ambrose on top, and as they unpile, the last man to get up for the Cleveland Browns is the same old fella, Robert L. Jackson. He was, of course, an All-American out of Texas A&M. A severe knee injury in his summer camp as a rookie in '77. Some thought he'd never play. Pro Scouts had him rated as one of the top players in the country, top 5 players, and really maturing into all that promise this year.
I can see why they missed him in the lineup. He's all over the field today.
This is the 14th play of the drive. Harris in trouble, and down he goes back at the 9-yard line. Ambrose, 52, made the tackle, and Jackson was there again and taunts Harris a little bit, points his finger in Harris's face mask, and Harris takes his hand and swipes it away.
Great play by Bolton, number 28, coming in from the secondary and forcing this play outside. Watch Jackson flying out there. You saw Bolton getting a piece of it. Jackson, the man, however, who finishes up, gets over there to make sure it's shut off. 56 right there, working the face mask, getting a little work to the outside.
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Browns and Steelers, no score. First quarter statistics, the Browns had the ball, only 3 plays, and the missed field goal at the time of possession.
Well, they say you can't score without the football, and that's certainly the case. The Steelers, however, have not yet scored themselves and need to capitalize on the opportunity, need to capitalize on the fact that they have controlled the football all through the first quarter.
And that was part of their game plan, was it not, Merlin Olsen, that they wanted to stay on the ground more than they have been because they know when Sipe gets the ball, he usually can move them to a score.
They'd love to keep Sipe on the bench all day if they can, Dick.
From the 10-yard line after the 6-yard loss by Franco Harris on the last play of the first quarter. Bradshaw. Touchdown, Jim Smith. The 9th touchdown of the year for the former Michigan star.
Sure, that's just what Terry Bradshaw had in mind. They wanted to cap that drive off properly. Tough pass. They're working hard on Swan on the other side. Smith found himself a little opening, and Bradshaw zipped it into his hands. They've had their way, certainly here in the early going. Cleveland's going to have to come back.
Matt Barr adds the extra point. A long 70-yard drive after the missed field goal. It took the Steelers 15 plays and 9 minutes. They're happy, though. They lead 7-0.
Has the pump got you down?
So the Steelers take the early lead, 7-0 at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Early in this second quarter, just 5 seconds gone, and here's that touchdown throw again by Bradshaw.
Chance to watch Bradshaw zipping the ball, threw it low, got it into the hands of the receiver. No place to go for anyone else.
Kickoff to Dino Hall at the 12. And he's hit by Larry Anderson at the 13-yard line. Anderson just activated by the Steelers. That That ball took some Pittsburgh bounces on Hall.
Well, it certainly did, and that's one of the things that happens on the artificial turf, Dick. That ball gets on the ground, starts kicking around. You never know where it's going to go.
Sam Rutigliano finally gets a chance to see his offense again. Their second possession. He's had only 3 offensive downs in the missed field goal. Brian Sipe, the leading passer in the American Conference, 60% at the helm. He's thrown 19 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. Sipe, good protection. And he misses Greg Pruitt. Well covered by Mel Blunt, the veteran corner, number 47. We noticed that Ricky Feature, 83, was at a wide receiver position. We'll check to see if Dave Logan, who has a bad knee, is on the bench. He is.
I talked to him before the game. He felt definitely that he was going to play. He said he was feeling about 90% in the ball game, but maybe something happened. No, he's out there. He's out there, the far side.
So Newsom. Now Reggie Rucker. It was Rucker that was out for that play, so Logan is okay. Short yardage to the 16-yard line. Mike Pruitt. It'll bring up 3rd down. Call it 6.
One of the running plays that Cleveland has capitalized on during the year, the draw play, which so complements their passing attack. Pruitt runs it very effectively, has the ability to jitterbug, get that extra yardage. But you need to have those 4 defensive linemen teeing off to really take advantage of them with the draw.
A 4-1-6 defense for Pittsburgh. 4 linemen, 1 linebacker ham, and 6 defensive backs. 3rd and 8. Greg Pruitt, first down at the 26-yard line. Ron Johnson made the tackle for Pittsburgh.
A chance to see a stunt by big L.C. Greenwood, number 68. Who is coming from his outside position at end, looping across behind Joe Green. Now watch him right in the center of your picture. He's going to start across behind Joe Green, try to get to the inside, gets bumped by Mike Pruitt out of his path. Otherwise, he might have had a chance to go in on sight. Big pickup on that play. They've got the first down. They've got themselves rolling.
Ball at the 27-yard line. The Browns have their initial first down of the game. 13 minutes left in the first half. Mike Pruitt to the 29-yard line. Jack Lambert made the hit for the Steelers. You all are well aware of the fact that the 2 Pruitts are not related. Mike from Purdue, a #1 pick in '76, and Greg was a 2nd-round pick 3 years earlier after his All-America year at Oklahoma. That is what Brian Sipe has done against the vaunted Steeler defense the last 3 times out. 351, 333, 349 yards, and a total of 12 touchdown passes. 2nd and 8. Draw play to Pruitt. Big hole. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, and he's all the way to the Steeler 46.
Mike Pruitt.
Mike Wagner finally rode him down.
Stopped by Wagner.
Defensive linemen teeing off on their pass rushing situation, and of course when they're doing that they become vulnerable to the draw. Pruitt accelerating quickly, gets by Ham, who was blitzing from the outside, and once into the secondary has room to run. Ozzie Newsom, number 82, trying to get in front to help him with a little block there, but Pruitt just outran him.
Mike Pruitt big at 225 with the speed to break off the long run as well. Rucker in motion, number 33. Greg Pruitt down at the 46-yard line. Mean Joe Green with a solid hit. Remindful of his all-pro years.
One of the things that both Green and Greenwood bring to that defensive line and to that defense is veteran leadership. And they have played well in the past couple of weeks. They're trying to pick up the pace a little bit. A lot of people have written these Steelers off. I think the obituaries might be just a little premature. I think Joe would agree with that.
7-0. The Steelers lead early 2nd quarter. Cleveland ball, 2nd and 11 at the 47. Sipe out of the backfield. Pruitt, a one-handed catch, and down he goes immediately after a 2-yard gain. Mel Blunt made the tackle after Pruitt showing great hands, picked that off with his single mitt.
One of Sipes' greatest capabilities is his ability to throw accuracy. He gets this one a little off target. Pruitt has to go up and snare it, and Blunt, who is right there, gets him before he has a chance to get his balance and do anything evasive. It's a fine one-on-one tackle, but Pruitt was kind of strung out. He had nowhere to go.
3rd and 9. 6 defensive backs again for the Steelers. Deep down the middle for Rucker. Reggie Rucker at the 5-yard line.
Nice pass to Rucker.
Donnie Shell made the tackle, a 39-yard throw.
One of the things that Brian Sipe is willing to do, he has so much confidence in his receivers, he'll throw to them even when they are in traffic and covered. He does it here. There are actually 3 Steelers almost on top of Reggie Rucker. 31, Donnie Shell literally on his back. Sipe put it in there, put it deep, and of course Rucker did the other thing he has to do. He caught it.
Was a beautiful throw, and for Rucker, leaves him just 3 shy of 400 career catches out of Boston University. Former free agent pick of the Cowboys. Charles White joins Mike Pruitt in the backfield, 1st and goal. Mike Pruitt to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Browns. They trail the Steelers 7-0. Tom Beasley, number 65, the tackler for the Steelers, assisted by Lambert. Sipe, a courageous athlete. We've talked about Bradshaw and his injuries, and of course everyone has to suffer through the pains and agonies of the hurts. Well, Brian Sipe played all of last year with a broken left wrist. Well, there's the quote from the coach himself. And of course the Steelers have not been able to stop Sipe the last 3 times, but they have beaten him twice in overtime. Both games here. 2nd and goal. Open, but Reggie Rucker ran out of room. So Sipe scrambling, looking, and overshot Rucker.
One of the big plays in the Pittsburgh drive was a scramble by Bradshaw. That play, a scramble by Sipe, almost ended in a touchdown. If he had been able to drop it a little shorter, Rucker would have had it for 6.
Brian Sipe, who was the 330th player selected in '72. No one really thought of him as a pro potential out of San Diego State.
A 13th round draft pick. That 13 has been unlucky for a lot of other people.
That's for sure. Beautiful scene, Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. 3rd and goal at the 4. Browns trying to tie it up. Calvin Hill is in the game for the first time. Touchdown, or did he? Yes, touchdown. A diving catch by Ozzie Newsome.
The Steelers have studied enough ground film to know that when Calvin Hill comes into the game, they want Calvin Hill. They put 3 of their defenders on Hill on that play. Newsome able to get across the middle and found himself some empty space, just enough to get that touchdown. We'll almost drop this one in your living room. Ozzie Newsome will come right across your screen and catch that ball right there, diving to the ground. No question about it. That's 2 excellent catches of low passes for touchdowns in this game so far.
Now to try to tie it up, Don Cockcroft out of rookie Paul McDonald's hole. And a bobbled snap, and the Steelers are still in front. Boy, does that switch the emotions in this game. Let's see that snap again.
You have to do the little things well. The ball looks to be right on target. Simply goes right through the hands of Paul McDonald. Cockcroft trying to pick it up and run with it. But it's not going to be a 7-7 game. The Steelers are 1 point ahead.
It may have cost them the win at Cleveland. And now Paul McDonald unable to handle the snap from center. And here it is. Costs the Browns a point. Mel Blount stopping Cockcroft, so Pittsburgh leads 7-6. And it's the Browns to kick off. Cockcroft, Larry Anderson deep for Pittsburgh. You saw a long drive of the Browns, 87 yards to a touchdown, but not to a tie. Beautiful high kick. Anderson at the 1. At the 12. Still on his feet, and whiplash down at the 3-yard line. Excellent coverage by Pittsburgh.
Anderson taking the kickoff.
By the Cleveland Browns, rather. Willis Adams, number 80, was the man who finally made the play.
A little risk on that play as they tried to come all the way across the field with it.
So the Steelers will start deep in their own end with 8:26 remaining in the first half here in Pittsburgh. Steelers 7, the Browns 6. Sold out Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Steelers leading the Browns 7-6 in this crucial AFC Central contest. Pittsburgh starts it from the 7-yard line after the kickoff, and good coverage by the Browns. Smith left, Swan right. Grossman, the tight end, on the left. Bradshaw off to a good start, you saw. Missed only one pass, and that was intercepted. Harris down at the 6, a loss of 1. Henry Bradley of Alcorn State made the tackle. Robert L. Jackson there, too.
Excuse me, Dick, an opportunity for you to look at the play from a unique angle. Directly behind the quarterback. Bradshaw taking the snap. They're going to send the ball carrier right back into the middle of the line. A shot by Marshall Harris, 91, hits him right at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 11.
That was Henry Bradley, 91, not Marshall Harris. Marshall's 90. Marshall also in on the play from the outside.
Bradshaw from his own end zone. Randy. And a first down at the 30. The tight end Grossman. Charlie Hall made the tackle. 25 yards for the Steelers.
We talked about the willingness of Bradshaw or of Sipe to go to a receiver who's covered. He's doing it now. Bradshaw's doing it to another receiver that's covered. That's Jackson, number 56, the man assigned to look after 84, Randy Grossman. Grossman turned him around, and you see the anger right there. He knows whose man that was.
And a first down for Pittsburgh as they get out of the hole. They're at the 30, make it the 31-yard line. Bradshaw right back to the air. Open. Through the hands of Jim Smith on the near sidelines at the 41-yard line.
One of the things we're seeing, and we saw it on the extra point, it's cold down in that shaded end of the field. And I think the hands are a little cold. That ball just goes right through Jim Smith's hands. You saw him losing his footing. There's a little moisture on the turf there, but definitely a pass that should have been caught. I'm sure that Jim Smith would tell you that himself.
Might have been a combination. After slipping down, he was worried about how close he was to the sidelines, lost a little of the concentration. Bradshaw certainly throwing the ball much more effectively and powerfully than we saw him last week against Tampa Bay. Cleveland goes with 4 defensive linemen. Bradshaw audibilizing. On 2nd and 10, swings it incomplete. Blyer, the intended target. It's 3rd and 10. Boy, a great doubleheader on NBC today. And those are the late games you'll be watching, either Kansas City, San Diego, Jets at Denver, and most of you will be watching the Oilers and the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. What a delight we had this week, Merlin Olsen, talking with Papa Bear, George Hallis. We had a 1-hour show. I wish we could share all of the great comments of Mr. Hallis as he chatted with us from his offices in Chicago earlier this week. I hope you enjoyed what we did bring to you on NFL 80. We'll have more later.
We've got 3 wide receivers in the bell, or in as Theo Bell goes out wide to the right. Swan on this side along with Smith.
And the Browns, for whatever reason, call a timeout. So Cleveland uses a timeout with 6:58 left in the first half. And here in Pittsburgh, the Steelers lead by 1. Other scores, Baltimore leading Detroit 7-0. The Rams 7-0 at New England. Those 2 games in the second quarter. Second period, Philadelphia 14, Washington 0. First quarter, New Orleans 7, Atlanta 3. Giants lead Green Bay 7-0. That in the second quarter. So you're up to date on all the other scores. It's 7-6 here in Pittsburgh. The Steelers in front. You saw the 3rd down situation.
Both teams doing very well in that department. The Steelers would like to convert on this one.
3rd and 10 from the Pittsburgh 30. Going to be intercepted. 44, and Bradshaw threw it right to the Browns cornerback.
Terry Bradshaw very disappointed in that, but he was getting tremendous pressure from number 77, Lyle Alzado, who came in from the left and right hand side of your picture. Now watch Alzado. He's going to reach across the top right there, gets a hold of Bradshaw. Bradshaw literally threw as he popped away from Alzado. I'm sure he didn't see Burrell. Burrell was hiding, just snuck across in front of the receiver and snatched it out of the air.
Burrell matching his season's total in this first half. He has his second interception.
When I ride, I'd be back here telling you that Pennzoil saves gasoline. But now, that same Pennzoil that protects your engine saves you gas. Pennzoil has added gas savings to their regular multi-weight oils, and they've done it at their regular price. That way, more people can afford to save gas.
Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
Central. You can see from those standings why Pittsburgh has announced that this is a must-win for them. They feel if they lose to Cleveland today, their chances not only of winning the division, but just getting in the playoffs are very slim. And 2 interceptions by the Browns of Bradshaw passes, and the second now by Burrell has put Cleveland at the Pittsburgh 44. Sight wide open, but incomplete. Mike Pruitt. It appeared that pass faded a bit. Pruitt trying to encourage it to get there a little sooner, and finally it went off his fingertips.
Sight getting that ball off under some pressure, although it looked like he might have had time if he'd stepped up. Number 73, Doug Deacon, is in that offensive line. They're pleased to have him back in there. He's been injured and has missed some football for them. They feel they're stronger when he's in at that tackle position. There he is, number 73, breaking, heading for the line.
From the University of Illinois, this team's good humor man keeps everybody loose. 2nd and 10. Sight almost intercepted by Jack Lambert. Lambert had it right in his arms, couldn't come up with it.
We'd mentioned the fact that Lambert has been out of the lineup. The thing they miss most about Lambert is his ability to cover. Now watch his feet, how quickly he reacts to pass. And look at the depth that he gets here. Way back into the secondary. Reads the play perfectly. Rucker there just in time to bump the ball. You see the reaction, the emotional reaction of Jack Lambert. That's one of the reasons he's such an outstanding player.
Here it is again. Rucker got in the way. It was not a clean chance by Lambert. 3rd and 10 from the 44. Mike Pruitt to the 37. That's not enough for a first down, and it's going to make it very difficult for Don Cockrow. Donnie Shell and Ron Johnson had it well covered.
I think we'll see the punter here.
Yellow line, man. Yellow line. Yellow line.
Johnny Evans, the kicker for the Browns, is coming into the game as Sam Rutigliano. Brooklyn Sam sends in this punting team.
Sam's also a gambler, and Johnny Evans is a quarterback. It might be interesting to see if Sam has anything up his sleeve on this play.
Ball at the 37. Evans averaging less than 39 yards a punt. Doesn't need a long one. Oh, here we go, Merlin Olsen. And Evans from a quarterback set gives to Charlie White. Or it's Dino Hall. Dino Hall to a first down at the 19-yard line. Yes, indeed. Rutigliano threw the dice and came up with a winner.
Chuck Noll very unhappy at the reaction of his special team troops on the field. That's certainly one gamble, and you see a very happy gambler on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Smart call. As we said, Johnny's a quarterback. Johnny Evans, he came up, just took the quick snap, handed it off, flipped it out there, and big play to Dino Hall.
Dino Hall's first rushing attempt of this season, but what a big one. 19 yards and a first down inside the 20 of Pittsburgh. Hall, one of the smallest men in the league. 5'7", 165. Trailing 7-6, Cleveland's ball. Mike Pruitt to the 15-yard line. Stopped there by L.C. Greenwood and company.
One of the exciting things about Pruitt is ability to accelerate. It's excellent. Shots into that line of scrimmage. Not the lumbering you might expect from a 225-pounder. He really is quick.
Merlin, he has 42 yards already in this first half, so he's on a 100-yard rushing day. Both Logan and Rucker to the right. Newsom split away left. 2nd and 7. From the 15, a draw. Joe Green read it well. Right into the arms of Green goes Mike Pruitt. No gain. You can identify with that play.
I can. One of the advantages of the experience of a Joe Green, he's able to read a play like this. They're trying to take advantage again of a situation that smelled a pass. Joe Green would have none of it as he makes himself a necklace for 43 Mike Pruitt.
Looked like he was bulldogging down a heifer on that one. At the 15-yard line, it is 3rd and 7 for Cleveland. A 7-6 Pittsburgh lead in jeopardy. Calvin Hill, 35 into the game. Hill left, Pruitt right, both wide receivers to the right. At the 15-yard line, Logan, touchdown. Was he in bounds? Yes, touchdown for Logan. What a play by Logan. He does it week after week.
We talked about Sipes' willingness to throw it to a man that's covered. Donnie Shell was actually in the greatest of position and anticipated the call. He was there ahead of Logan. You'll get a chance to see it yourself. Sipe just throws it up, and Logan goes up and takes it away from Shell. Shell actually in better position to catch the ball than Logan, but Logan the man that came down with it for the points.
Not only to catch it, Merlin, with a one hand, but to do that little dance step and stay in bounds. Logan, who has had some great games against the Steelers, makes a big catch again. Now the try for point. And it's good. Now Cleveland takes the lead for the first time with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half. Burrell's interception sets up Sipe, a fake punt, and then Sipe to Logan for the score, and it's 13-7 Browns. Leading in their game and watching the score of the Rams-New England game. The first reports had the Rams in front 7-0. We've just seen Dave Logan, a marvelous athlete, a 3-sport star at Colorado, showing his grace, his fine hands, his quick feet, and Cleveland has the lead.
Sam Rutigliano last night said, I can't remember when my starting receivers dropped the ball. He said it's been a long time since any of them dropped the pass. They really do have great hands.
Cockcroft kicks it. Larry Anderson waiting at the other end for Pittsburgh. At the 11. The 20. And down at the 24. So Cockcroft twice has kicked the ball into that far corner. And unable to traverse the field last time, the Steelers had to start deep in their own end, and they get it only to the 23 this time. Dino Hall, little Dino Hall, number 26, made the tackle. Sam Rutigliano, and to be pleased with that last drive, it was extended on 4th down and fairly long yardage on the fake as Johnny Evans, the punter, moved in under center and handed it off to Dino Hall, who picked up the first down. Bradshaw, 8 for 12, 96 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Franco. And the Browns swarming all over the star of the Steelers. Robert L. Jackson spearheading the charge, and we hear some boos for the first time from the Steeler faithful, or unfaithful as it may be.
Dick, we asked the question at the opening of the show, which Terry Bradshaw were we going to see today? We've seen both in this contest. Bradshaw has been brilliant at times, but the 2 interceptions have really changed the character of this game.
Bradshaw sends Swan, who has 4 catches, to the right. Smith with a touchdown is split left. 2nd and 11. Rocky Blyer on that inside handoff. A quick trap gets to the 25-yard line, but that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Dick Ambrose 52 and Charlie Hall 59 for Cleveland. That's Cleo Miller on the special teams, getting a re-ramp of that ankle.
One of the interesting aspects of this game, both of these quarterbacks call their own plays. There aren't many games around the country where you have 2 starting quarterbacks who do call their own plays. Right now, Bradshaw calling a very conservative game. I'm sure that the second of those interceptions had an impact on him emotionally and mentally.
2:50 left in the half, 3rd down and 8. Bradshaw, incomplete. Lynn Swan, a tough chance, one he normally catches. He was covered by Clinton Burrell and Judson Flint.
A chance for you to watch Lynn Swan in action, working head-to-head with Judson Flint. 6 defensive backs in the game. Swan wants to drive him off and come across the field. The ball is going to be thrown low. He'll go for it. Flynn ends up on his back, and I'm sure that hurts those ribs. Swan still nursing cracked ribs.
Here, that ball went right off his chest. Now, Cleo Miller, that injury to the ankle, fairly serious. They're going to cart him off on a stretcher as Colquitt, first punt of the game. At the other end is Dino Hall at the 28, the 35, 40, and 42-yard line goes Hall, and a flag is down. Craig Wolfley made the tackle for Pittsburgh. So Hall, who had that key run on 4th down in a punting situation, returns the punt to good field position for the Cleveland Browns. Let's check the penalty flag.
Keith Wright, normally the man we'd see on those punt return situations, injured a knee, not going to be able to play. Dino Hall did a fine job there, but I'm afraid they're going to march it back because of the injury. They may be just taking we'll listen to the official here.
Holding number 21 on the run back. First down.
Oliver Davis guilty of the hold. A timeout as Cleveland has possession. 2:29 remaining in the first half here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Browns have the ball, and Sam Rutigliano's Cleveland team enjoys the lead. 13-7 late second quarter. Look how that jersey seems almost to be sewed right to those shoulder pads, Merlin.
Well, these offensive linemen have learned that if they can keep the handholds away from the defensive linemen, it's tough to grab a hold of them. You see that thing just fits on there like a glove, probably 2 sizes too small, but he must have had the pads sticking out, and they said, hey, you better get that fixed on the sideline.
First down, Cleveland at its 31-yard line, and Charles White fumble, but they've whistled it dead. It'll be Cleveland's ball. They said White was already down.
A big break for the Cleveland Browns. Charles White still not exhibiting the kind of concentration that Sam Rutigliano would like to have. Let's get a look at it from behind here. A nice hole. That's 58 Lambert coming across. He did hit the ground. Ball did bounce loose after the fact. Good call by the official.
So White, 2 carries. He's fumbled both times. 2-minute warning given here in the first half in Pittsburgh. The Browns lead the Steelers 13-7. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Pittsburgh coach Chuck Noll looks at that scoreboard. The Steelers down 13-7, and Cleveland has the ball. Second down and a long 7 at the 34 for the Browns, and Sam Rutigliano. Rucker right, Logan left, Newsom the tight end on the right side. Fake to Pruitt. Sight complete at the 40-yard line. Despite the submarining tackle of Jack Ham, Mike Pruitt able to come up with a football. 6 yards for Sipe, hurrying his team into the huddle. 1:40, 1:39 left in this first half.
Sipe really spreads it around to his receivers, likes to throw to his backs. Pruitt, the leading receiver, with 36. He's added a couple here today.
Clock still running. 1:26, 1:25. Browns also one of the few teams to use that open Notre Dame style huddle, where the quarterback, as he calls the signals in the huddle, is looking to the defense. Timeout, and Sipe angrily calls time. Apparently Pruitt had not lined up in the right position because Sipe's anger was directed at number 43.
Well, I don't think he'll be too angry by the time he hits the sideline. Not much time left in this 2-minute period. But you like to save those timeouts, and you want to exercise your discipline even when you do have a little bit of time, because it may come to needing one of those sometime, and if you're careless, you're liable to lose it.
Says Browns, no timeouts left. I'm not sure that is official. We'll double check that for you. I believe they have at least one more remaining. It's interesting. We talk about the rivalry of the two cities, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Only 103 miles apart, and with the turnpike traffic, a couple hours, 2.5 hours drive. Things here, and show you how close it is. Free action news from Cleveland. That's providing us with great helicopter shots high above the city and River Stadium.
And a packed 3 Rivers. I don't know if there's air. You might be able to squeeze it out of there.
The Steelers 7. After the upset at the end of the first half.
Let's go, Calvin.
There are the statistics officially.
Down there.
Steelers still controlling the game in time of possession, although the Browns controlled the second half of the game. They got more than their share. Stats pretty equal. Of course, the big number there, the difference, the turnovers. 3 Steeler turnovers, 1 Brown turnover, and the difference in score resulting.
Dino Hall and Charlie White to return for Cleveland. Barr's kick, a sidewinder to Hall at the 11. 30. And out of bounds out at the 40-yard line. Dino Hall. Well, every little man who would like to play this great game of football have to relate to Dino Hall. 5 feet 7 inches tall, 165 pounds, and he's a dynamo.
I'll tell you how important this game is to the Steelers. They've put a lot of their first-team performers out there on special teams. It's Mel Blount, number 47, the man who takes Hall down, actually has him out of bounds, just takes him to the ground.
McDonald Odom, number 84, being attended to at the Cleveland 27-yard line. Backup tight end, the rookie from Tennessee State, injured while throwing a block on that return. And they're reaching for that left knee or ankle.
Cleveland gets themselves good field position to start this second half. And
we understand, speaking of injuries, the latest report on Cleo Miller, the veteran running back for the Browns, taken off the field in the first half, is he has a severely bruised leg. They do not feel it is fractured, so that is good news.
Certainly one of the things you don't want to do this late in the season is lose key players. You don't even want to lose key special teams players because everyone contributes. And I'll tell you, those lists get awfully short. You're only allowed 4 moves. In fact, the Steelers have used up 3 of their moves. They only have 1 left. They're really concerned.
First play of the second half. Logan to the left, Rucker right from the 40, and Sipe comes out throwing. Flag down. Intercepted by Robin Cole, 45-50. And Cole is out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Remember, flags are down. What a one-handed intercept by Cole. Let's see if it counts.
I believe that's Cole's first interception. He's known as a player of the run, but I think where that flag is thrown, it may well go against Pittsburgh, and if so, Cleveland will maintain their possession.
It would be Cole's first interception as a pro ever, and now he's hoping that it will count. It doesn't look as if it will be, judging by the early reaction of the Steelers. Could be nullifying penalties. Usually that happens when there's a long discussion. Mark Bright, the referee, has the official word. Against the Steelers, both of them. Personal foul and illegal use of the hands. Chuck Noll, they called him the Pope. That was his nickname as a collegian at Dayton. He was a third-string all-city player in Cleveland. He grew up in Cleveland.
Illegal contact foul by the defense is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 47 defense, first down.
Merlin, that could have been a carryover. Remember, we saw Blount taunting Charlie White as they left the field.
Well, Blount, one of the most physical players on this Pittsburgh defense, and one of the reasons that for years they practiced some intimidating tactics as a defense, and legal intimidation. They just come out and growl at you and line up and say, hey, come and get us. They have not been able to do that as effectively, in part because some of the key members of that defense losing a little hair and getting a little bit older.
Well, Cleveland gets a break. They maintain possession. Mike Pruitt down in a hurry as Jack Lambert and Robin Cole there to make the tackle. So Cole has reason to be upset. He gets his first pro interception, and then it's taken away from him on the penalty. And the Browns defense studies on the far sidelines.
Getting an update on what they can expect from the Pittsburgh offense later. Right now, they're getting a very emotional reaction from the Pittsburgh defense. Lambert and Cole storming in to stop that last play.
Well, that brought the crowd back in the game. 2nd and 10. Flag down. And Sipe is to the 34, maybe the 33-yard line. Jack Lambert made the tackle. We may have holding against Cleveland. The flag is thrown back where Sipe started his move forward. Yep. That nullifies a 12-yard run by Sipe.
A run that looked very much like a previous run by Terry Bradshaw. Quarterback's no longer feeling that it's the macho thing to do to try and run over the defenders, and certainly it isn't. But the long season and the importance of that man, you want him on the ground.
Holding number 73, offense, second down.
Doug Deacon, he said that he got hit with so many holding calls earlier in the year he was afraid to go to a zoo. All he could see was zebras. But that's Deacon's sense of humor. That's a
kind
critical
of a shame
winner.
that we give them that recognition. They don't get much besides that at times.
It is 1st and 20. Screen. Pruitt dropped the ball. Mike Pruitt, he had a couple of blockers out there, but he also drew the attention of Steve Burness, 64, and Joe Green, 75. Incomplete. It is now 3rd down and 20.
Sipe, a very intelligent quarterback, realized the emotional level of the defense and called a play to take advantage of that. The screen play is one that you allow the defenders to penetrate, and if they're emotionally pumped, they don't read that as being an intentional penetration, and you flip it over their heads and make it go. Unfortunately, the ball was dropped. They would have had a nice gain on the play.
Willis Adams, number 80, who is a flyer, is in on the right side, wide receiver for Sipe. Logan left. Calvin Hill also in the pattern. And Sipe goes down at the 37-yard line. Joe Green and Tom Beasley finally got to him.
Sometimes a good pass rush is just sheer determination. The fact that you won't give up. Green is involved in a stunt on this last play with L.C. Greenwood. Watch him here. Greenwood coming inside. Green to the outside. They're holding him out of there. That's Risen doing a good job. Now Green to the outside. Sipe almost stepped away. Green got him by the back of the jersey and pulled him down.
Johnny Evans, first punt of the game. Theo Bell at the 18. And stopped short of the 25-yard line by the Cleveland Browns. Ambrose, one of those, in on the special teams. A 44-yard kick, first by the Browns today, and a 7-yard return. Timeout. 13 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. In front of the Cowboys, 14-7. Dallas in a bit of a struggle after losing to the Giants last week. Pittsburgh's ball from the 24. Bradshaw to Harris. 31 and tackled there. Close to a first down. Charlie Hall made the stop. Franco Harris, they ran him a lot in the first quarter, but the Browns defensed him very well. He gained barely over a yard per carry in the first half.
I think he had 7 yards in one of his first carries. So most of the latter part of that first half was very futile for Franco Harris. One of the reasons, he said his timing was off. He's missed 3 of the last 4 games and really is a kind of a slow starter anyway. They need him to get started in this second half.
Ball at the 33. Rocky Blyer. First down. Tyrone McGriff threw a terrific block on the corner. The rookie from Florida A&M, the last man selected in last spring's draft, a terrific block.
It's Pittsburgh Steelers love to pull those guards. McGriff, a devastating blocker. A tremendous collision there with Robert Jackson. Now watch this. Jackson came up pointing at him, and McGriff points back. He said, hey, you want it? Come on and let's get it on.
Don Nottingham was picked by the Colts back in '71, the last player, and certainly played very well for Baltimore and Miami. And McGriff doing the job as a rookie for Pittsburgh. First down at the 38. 13-7. Pittsburgh trailing the Browns. Bradshaw has a man open. Smith, first down at the 40. Clinton Burrell is out of the game for the Browns. Oliver Davis has replaced him at the right corner, and Bradshaw went after him. Jim Smith with a fine catch, a good low throw by Bradshaw. First down at the 40. 22 yards on the play.
Again, Bradshaw appearing with flashes of brilliance in this game. Threw that one perfectly into the seam. It was low. Smith went down and scooped it up. Some great receivers in this game.
Burrell returns of the lineup for Cleveland. Bradshaw, first down. Randy Grossman, and Burrell makes the tackle with Robert Jackson assisting at the 34. We ought to check the Browns. Are you sure there isn't more than one number 56 out there? That Jackson has been all over the field.
Well, I think he's one of the Browns' most emotional in this game. He plays that kind of big play football, though. The one thing that would be alarming for me if I were sitting on the Browns side of the line of scrimmage right now or on their sideline, Bradshaw has had a tremendous amount of time to throw the football here in the early going in the second half. You can't afford to give him that much time, just as you can't afford to give Sipe that much time.
Second down, call it 4. 13-7. Cleveland leads Pittsburgh in this third quarter. Franco Harris has a blocker. He's to the 25, the 24, a first down. John Kolb, 55, led the way.
Franco Harris, as we said earlier, runs better to his left. Big John Kolb out in front of him. Clarence Scott gets knocked off his feet there. Kolb knocks Burrell to the ground. Fine play by Ambrose, 52, getting outside, but not able to do much until he was well downfield. Jackson, number 56. Dick, you said he'd been all over the field. He's going to get out there again. Gets a chance to get a look at Franco as he goes by, and that's all.
11 yards for Harris to double his total. First down, play action. Bradshaw. Incomplete. Lynn Swan covered well by veteran Tom Darden, number 27. Bradshaw had Smith in the end zone, and Grossman on the near sidelines may have thrown that one away to Swan.
Again, he had a lot of time to wait. Good coverage by the Cleveland secondary. Normally, if you give Bradshaw that much time, he'll find the open man. Apparently, no one really that open. Fired it low, a chance for the receiver, but almost a throwaway, as you said.
Both quarterbacks well protected. The Steelers with their first sack of Sipe here in the third quarter, and the Browns got to Bradshaw once in the first half. Theo Bell to the left, Swan to the right, 2nd and 10 at the 23 of Cleveland. Rocky Blyer, short yardage to the 22. Robert L. Jackson was there again with an assist from 57 Clay Matthews. His dad was a star defensive player with the 49ers back in the 1950s.
Just watching this Cleveland team play today, we haven't seen them in person for a while. I think the biggest improvement is in the defense, Dick. They really are a swarming, aggressive, and a very young defense. They'll get better and better.
Well, a defensive line last year, Jack Gregory, Mickey Sims, Jerry Shirk, all starters, all gone. Their names gone. Marshall Harris, Henry Bradley, doing a great job. Elvis Franks and Ron Cruz backing them up. 6 defensive backs for the Browns on 3rd and a long 8. And one of the backs comes through on a blitz. Judson Flint, number 20, in cleanly for the 2nd sack. Not only to stop Bradshaw on a key 3rd down, but force a longer field goal try if by Barr.
Bradshaw getting back. They're coming from the blind side with a wide man. Unusual to see the secondary men in blitzes like that, but they've gone single coverage on almost every receiver. Judson Flint flying in from the outside. That young man's made some big plays on successive weeks earlier in the season. Recovered onside kicks for this Cleveland team.
And that 10-yard deficit has forced the Steelers out of field goal range. Colquitt in for an apparent punt.
Now I wonder if they're going to punt. Will Chuck Noll take a page out of Sam's book and run a play of his own?
Well, meanwhile, a flag has been dropped, and Mike Webster is pointing at the Browns. And Webster saying, I don't think he liked the way the ball was spotted, wanted to have a new ball or whatever. He was pointing as if they had not acknowledged his request.
I think it might have been the 30-second clock wearing itself out. They might be charged with a 5-yard penalty. Not anything to worry about down here, because obviously Colquitt's range takes him into the end zone. He'll go for the coffin corner or try and kick it short.
Delay of game, number 5, offense, 4th down.
We understand that Jim Smith of the Steelers a slight hamstring pull. That's why he was out in that last series, but he's expected to return. Colquitt, no one back for Cleveland. Aims it toward the sidelines. Looks like a good kick. It is. Out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Some of the fans thought it was better than that. 28-yard kick by Colquitt. Cleveland has the ball deep in its own end. Timeout at the midpoint of the third quarter here in Pittsburgh, and the Browns lead it by 6. Who doesn't need a visor as he watches the Pittsburgh Steelers. 8-yard line. Sipe likes to throw on first down. Let's see if he gambles deep in his own end. Nope, gives it to Greg Pruitt, who is stopped at the 11-yard line.
The secret of good defense, especially on a situation where a team is just trying to get themselves some running room, is pursuit. You want to get those defenders all moving together, cut off the outside, and then take them down from the inside. The Steelers did a good job of it.
And there's the grand old gentleman of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Art Rooney.
What a special man he is. Delightful.
2nd down 7. Rucker left. Logan right. Ozzie Newsome on the right side. Swing it to Pruitt. No, Mike Pruitt. 10, 20, 30, and he's out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Big Mike Pruitt throwing it into high gear, and the Browns get a long gainer.
The Cleveland Browns employ what they call a hot back concept. When the blitz is coming, instead of trying to pick them up, they know they're going to get the ball right now. That's exactly what they do here. Flipping it out to Pruitt, and because of the blitz, there's all kinds of room. Lambert simply can't catch up with him. A shot at Lambert now. He knows what the play is. He's got to get outside. Gets knocked off right there by Shepard, number 65, who's getting out there to pull in front of it. Lambert still got off the ground and almost got to Pruitt. Pruitt striding down that sideline.
Pruitt with those tapes hanging from his legs. Looks like he's wearing tassels as he sprinted down the sideline. First down at the 41. Sipe to Rucker, incomplete. Brian Sipe, Merlin Olsen again throwing on first down.
Well, Sam Rutigliano said that, in his opinion, the reason that they have enjoyed such success during this season is that they have thrown so much on first down. I think Sipe went 17 for 21 against Pittsburgh on first down the last time they played. And certainly a team that is used to playing run on first down, or that employs run-oriented defenses on first down, is really vulnerable to first down passing, as is a 3-4 team. And that's something that may change with the new emphasis of the passing game.
Sipe now on 2nd and 10. Looks at a defense playing pass. He'll accommodate them. Ozzie Newsome, first down at the Pittsburgh 42. The great tight end, All-American at Alabama, now in his 3rd year with the Browns. He caught 55 last year, and he has his 36th this season. Make it 37.
Ozzie Newsome is really a wide receiver who's big enough and tough enough to play on the inside, and gives Cleveland a special kind of range from that tight end position. You saw him there gracefully into the air, runs about a 4.65, 4.7 40. He and Kellen Winslow might well be the new wave of tight ends in the NFL.
Winslow, great receiver for the Chargers, and he and Newsome built very much alike. First down at the 42. The Browns leading 13-7. Reggie Rucker stopped by Robin Cole at the 39 of the Steelers, and that'll be a game of about 4. In case you joined us late, 13-7 because Cleveland missed an extra point. See how critical that may become. Pittsburgh missed an extra point in the first game at Cleveland, and the final score at Municipal Stadium was 27-26, the Browns winning.
Difficult to decide how you're going to go after Brian Sipe. If you can't get him with the 4-man rush, you start to think about blitzing, and then you blitz, and he does to you what he did to Pittsburgh moments ago. Frustrating to play against a quarterback that bright and that capable.
2nd down and 6. Mike Pruitt gets a couple of yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 4 here in Pittsburgh. The Browns lead 13-7. Let's check on other scores. Here's Brian Gumble. Brian, the Lions struggling after that great 4-0 start, and of course a critical game for the Colts. 6 defensive backs in for the Pittsburgh Steelers on 3rd and 4. Rucker in motion for Cleveland. Sipe to throw. Greg Pruitt at the 31-yard line has a first down. Jack Ham got him by the heels, but not until Pruitt had picked up the first down yardage.
One of the things that Pruitt will do is to slip around in there and give you a chance to get him the ball in first down territory. Sipe is making them defend the whole field, spreading them out. You'll see Pruitt just slip into the bottom of your picture. Come on, Greg, there you are, right there. A chance to watch the entire defensive secondary, and you saw how much room there was in the middle. That's the hole they were going after. Pruitt almost took advantage of it.
Action 3 helicopter from Cleveland, Ohio, came down to get us those great aerial shots today here in Pittsburgh. First down, Cleveland leading 13-7. Less than 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Up the middle goes Mike Pruitt and runs into Jack Lambert and others at about the 28-yard line. Robin Cole also there. Lambert, who was a picture of frustration at Tampa Bay last week. If you saw that telecast, he couldn't wait to get into the lineup and did. He said, I may not have been my 100% best, but I sure yelled a lot. I made a lot of noise.
He did too. He was noisy out there. He is a highly emotional player, and that's infectious emotion. And it's also more than emotion. He plays the game. He just doesn't talk about it.
Second down, a short 8. Sipe. Oh, he had Pruitt open at the 10-yard line, but overshot him. And the reason that he may have been long in the throw was that 65 Tom Beasley was right on top of the Browns quarterback.
They also happen to be blitzing again. They haven't given up on that. Again, having a frustrating afternoon trying to reach Sipe. They've had difficulty getting to him. Joe Green did get him earlier, but he's had quite a bit of time to throw here. And as we said earlier, Retigliano in his pregame conversations had said, if you can't get to Sipe, you can't beat us, because we'll get you.
And the both touchdowns for the Browns are on throws by Sipe. He has Calvin Hill in the backfield along with Pruitt, Mike Pruitt. 3rd and 8. Intended for Rucker and nearly intercepted by Lambert. Mad at himself, but he would have been superhuman if he'd have come up with that one.
Not a good throw by Sipe on that particular play. He's been very consistent today, but that throw could have been a little higher and would indeed have given them a first down had it been caught.
Well, Lambert may have some lunatics for fans, but boy, they're also artistic. That's about as nice a banner as you'll ever see.
You see him drawing some heavy breaths too. One of the things that happens to you when you don't get to play and don't get to practice, you lose a little of your conditioning.
Here's the field goal try, 46 yards by Cockcroft. High enough? It is not long enough. Was right on target, but short. Veteran Cockcroft saying, oh, I shouldn't have turned down that English muffin this morning.
You could tell by the very rapid rotation of that ball that he got a little too much underneath him. Lost a little of his power. Dead on target, but did not quite make it.
So the Steelers are still within a touchdown of the lead as Cockcroft had it on target, but short. And with 2:56 left in the third quarter, it's still Cleveland by a 13-7 score. In Cleveland Browns history, Lou Gross, of course, Sam Baker, and Cockcroft. That's been it. First down for the Steelers, trailing by 6, late third quarter. Harris can't hang on to it at the 32-yard line. Bobbled the ball, and Robert Jackson was right there to haunt him.
Second down and 10.
Franco, an able receiver, but is not known as a great receiver. They like to get the ball to him, obviously, in a situation like that. If he could have kept it in his hands, he would have had some good yardage on that play.
Sam Retigliano, Chuck Noll, matching widths from across the way as Pittsburgh comes out to 2nd and 10. To Harris. They just got that one off before the 30 seconds expired, and Harris gets out to about the 33-yard line where Marshall Harris makes the tackle, number 90. I want to thank again Action 3 News in Cleveland, Ohio, for bringing their helicopter and equipment, giving us that aerial focus of Three Rivers Stadium.
See them breaking the huddle, heading for the line. That's an interesting shot. Straight over the stadium like that.
Third down and call it 6. 6 defensive backs for the Browns. And they get Bradshaw. Number 57, Clay Matthews, got the first piece of him with 94, Elvis Franks, a rookie from Morgan State, finishing him off. There's Matthews. He was in on a blitz.
That's the 3rd sack of the day for the Browns, who've been getting pressure, and they got it out of the blitz again. Single coverage. They were able to cover those receivers well enough to keep Bradshaw from throwing. And again, coming from his blind side, they're after him in a hurry. For Terry's credit, he's working with bad ribs, a bad elbow, a bad thumb. He is not a healthy man. He's occasionally been known to get it off under those circumstances.
Kick by Colquitt. Dino Hall at the 29, 35. 40, 44, a flag is down as well.
A very late flag, I might add.
It appears to be against Cleveland. Mike Webster, who snapped the ball, made the tackle. 52 Webster. What a story. He has appeared on every offensive play all season long for Steelers. Snaps on the punts, all the placements. And talk about a man durable and giving you all he can. Mike Webster, the All-Pro. It is against the Browns, as you saw, and that'll push Cleveland back deeper into its own end and nullify that excellent return by Hall.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 83 on the run back. First down. Timeout.
Ricky Feature pushing number 85, Calvin Sweeney, in the back as he headed down the sideline. He was the contained man. And
no timeout. Less than 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Done a great job with them. Many folks, those of us included, thought this would be a high-scoring game, but it's not thus far. 13-7 late in the 3rd quarter. Brian Sipe, 11 for 21, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Greg Pruitt. Some running room. He's to the 40 and all the way to the 45-yard line before he's wrestled down by Mike Wagner.
One of the things you have to do if you're going to spring it back loose is take care of the linebackers. And one of the best linebackers in football, number 59, Jack Ham. But on this particular play, he takes a Mike Pruitt in the chest, goes to the ground, and Greg Pruitt showing us something we haven't seen from him in a long time. Explosive speed, good cutting, a nice first down for the Cleveland offense. They did it on the ground. They haven't had many on the ground like that today.
Greg Pruitt, who's rushed for around 5,300 yards in his fine career with Cleveland. 45-yard line first down for Sipe. Last minute of the 3rd quarter, swings it to Mike Pruitt. And he's down at the 46. Robin Cole got a piece of him, secured by Lambert. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Sipe looking off the defense for a long time. Finally flipped it outside. Really not much gain at all on that play.
The other scores, 3rd quarter, Buffalo still in front of Cincinnati by a touchdown. 3rd quarter, Baltimore leading at Detroit 10-0. 14-10 rather. The Patriots now have gone ahead of the Rams in the 3rd quarter. 17-0. The Eagles, winningest team in football, pro football, winning again today at Washington. Sipe open. Newsome. Oh, what a catch. What a catch by Ozzie Newsome. He picked that one right off the carpet at the Pittsburgh 33.
Well, you hear it often. We talk about great hands. Great receivers need to have excellent confidence in themselves and concentration on the ball. Watch the total concentration on the football. Newsome is thinking of nothing else. Goes down and protects it as he comes to the ground. Imagine being able to cradle that football and take the shock of the ground and still hang on to it.
Now Cleveland in great position at the Pittsburgh 33 with a first down as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. The score 13-7 Browns. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
A 2-hour special.
As we go to the fourth quarter, the importance of those two men becomes more and more apparent. Don Cockcroft on your left for the Browns, a veteran kicker, and young Matt Barr of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In fact, Cleveland has driven very close to the range of Cockcroft's toe at the 33 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And with the Browns leading by 6, a field goal on this drive would really put pressure on Pittsburgh. First play of the fourth quarter. Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen, pleased you joined us at Three Rivers Stadium. Sipe going for 6 to Dave Logan, and he almost has it intercepted by Ron Johnson. He was out of bounds anyway.
The same kind of alley-oop pass that Logan scored on earlier. This one much longer. As you watched Cockcroft on the sideline, he was lacing on the square-toed kicking shoe, a shoe that separates him from the sidewinders who use a regular shoe since they kick with the inside of the foot or the top of the foot. He, of course, kicking with that square toe, kicking straight on.
He's explained that's one of the reasons he thinks that there are more and more soccer-style kickers. You don't have to buy a special shoe when you're a youngster to learn how to kick.
You know, that's a good thought. I had never thought of that.
Brian Sipe, 2nd and 10 at the 33 of the Steelers. The toss to Mike Pruitt. He's to the 29-yard line, running with authority, but stopped after a short gain. 13-7 Cleveland here in Pittsburgh. Let's go to New York.
Dick Enberg
at the 29-yard line. 3rd and 7. A big play in this game. Pittsburgh trying to keep Cleveland out of field goal range. Sipe has Rucker right, Logan left. And overshoots Ozzie Newsome, well covered by Donnie Shell. Don Cockcroft comes into the game. He has missed twice today on long attempts, 47 and 46 yards. And this one will be about at that distance. 47 yards about is where they'll mark it, 46 or 47. If he makes it, it will mean the Steelers have to score a touchdown plus. If he misses, Pittsburgh still very much alive early in this fourth quarter.
Cockcroft has plenty of range. He hit that last one a little bit low. Let's see if he compensates on this one.
46-yard attempt. No good. And nearly blocked by Ron Johnson.
Johnson actually in so quick that he went by the football. If he had been a little slower, he would have blocked it, and I'm sure that had an impact on Cockcroft, who pulled it off to the side.
So the Browns, another impressive drive, but they come away again empty-handed. With 14 minutes left here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's the Browns 13, the Steelers 7. Chemistry and coordination between snapper, holder, and kicker so critical. The snap is a little wide. You see McDonald had to quickly replace the ball. Cockcroft with pressure from Ron Johnson hit it a little wide left. So Don Cockcroft has missed from 47 once and from 46 twice, but his team, Cleveland, still leads 13-7. Bradshaw, first down play, and completes it. Lynn Swan out at the 45-yard line. Ron Bolton secured the tackle. First down, Steelers.
We had talked of the danger of blitzing Sipe. Bradshaw, no slouch himself at reading defenses. Saw the blitz coming with Jackson. Knew he had single coverage on his favorite receiver, Swan, and got him the football. Lynn Swan, who in the last 6 years has been in 4 Super Bowls, and prior to that was in 2 Rose Bowls. He's not used to being home during the holidays. The Steelers in a must game find themselves down 13-7. 13 minutes left. First down throw. Bradshaw intercepted by Scott, and he is to the 45-yard line. What a play by Clarence Scott. And he now is the Browns' hero. Intercepted by Scott. Third interception of a Bradshaw pass today, a diving interception. I'm surprised that Scott was able to hang on to that football. Art Modell obviously very happy on the far side. A chance to see a very, very fine defensive play. Scott had read the pass. Bradshaw scrambling for his life a little bit. Gets off to the side, zips the ball, thrown low. Scott dives for it right there. Takes it out of the hands of Grossman. Grossman on his heels.
Scott's first interception of the year, his 29th in his career. He's never made a tougher one, and the Browns have it again. Terry Bradshaw talking with head coach Chuck Knoll. Backup quarterback Cliff Stout. Will Knoll go to the reserve or stay with the quarterback Bradshaw? 13 minutes left. Browns on the intercept. Have it first down at the 45. Sight to Newsome, incomplete as pressure came in from Tom Beasley, 65. Sight had to unload. 54,563 the sellout attendance at Three Rivers Stadium today, and they've been treated to a tense struggle between these two arch rivals.
Full house. They've had a full afternoon of football, and it's certainly not over yet. Steelers just one big play away from going ahead in this game. Cleveland very much would like to put some more points on the board. They'd feel a lot easier if they could.
Rucker right, Logan left. 2nd and 10. Draw to Pruitt, fumble! And I believe the Browns recovered as Pruitt lost the handle going into the line. He recovered his own fumble, able to dive into the legs of the defense and save himself from a crucial error.
Both these teams have fumbled the ball a great deal during this season. Pruitt alertly climbing in through all those legs to get his hands back on the ball. But that's not the kind of play you want to see when you're thinking about getting a 3 or a 7 on the board to help you out.
J.T. Thomas and Dwayne Woodruff go into the defense for Pittsburgh. 6 defensive backs. Lambert and Cole, 2 linebackers, are out. 3rd and 10. Down the middle. Broken up. Ron Johnson and Mike Wagner denied Reggie Rucker. And Pittsburgh has held again.
Pittsburgh's secondary has been burned a great deal, as we'd indicated, by the passing of quarterbacks like Brian Sipe, and they've done it often by using the swift receivers to get downfield. That particular play, 2 defensive backs there alertly and right on top of Rucker. He had no chance at that football.
10 men on the line of scrimmage for the Steelers. Evans to kick. Gets it away, and he's down. That'll be a penalty against Pittsburgh and deny the Steelers the ball. So Pittsburgh goes for the block, and Cleveland will get the ball right back on the penalty.
An indication of the importance that Chuck Knoll and his staff have put on this game early. They know that they have to win this football game. They went after Evans with a 10-man block, and they paid the price for it. They knocked him down. They'll mark off the running into the kicker penalty. They'll give him a first down, and they'll maintain control on this drive.
Personal foul, running into the kicker, number 56, defense, first down.
2 of the Steelers, 44 Pollard, 56 Cole, in on top of Evans. So the 5-yard penalty, an automatic first down at the 40-yard line for the Cleveland Browns.
Evans has had trouble against the 10-man rush, and I'm sure that the Steelers, who scout their opponents very carefully, were aware of that, hoping either for the bad kick or the block, but they did not want to get the penalty.
So pressure right back on that Pittsburgh Steeler defense. 13-7 Cleveland, 12 minutes left. Greg Pruitt stopped at the 40. What a tackle by Jack Ham, a great star out of Penn State. Pruitt's had that one long run of 19 yards, so a total of 21 for the day for Greg. 54 yards for Mike Pruitt.
Pruitt out on that side, out on the outside to challenge Ham. We saw him earlier get away with that. This time Ham won the battle on the outside.
Reggie Rucker, you see, jogging off, and Willis Adams, number 80, first-round pick last year for the Browns, is flanked to the right side. Logan left, tight end Newsome on the right. 2nd and 10 from the 40 of Pittsburgh. A blitz on, a long throw. Almost intercepted by Ron Johnson. It appeared it might have hit him in the helmet. So Pittsburgh has forced Cleveland into a 3rd and 10. But right now, let's go to NFL 80 and Brian Gumbel.
Thank you, Dick Enberger. The Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The Lions have put themselves in a position to move into a tie with the Colts. Burt Jones.
Fine job back in New York to keep you abreast of the other action and highlights here in Pittsburgh. Cleveland with the ball and the lead, 13-7. 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. A 3rd and 10 play from the 40-yard line. Newsom split right. Rucker and Logan both left. It appeared that Joe Green was offside. Sight knocked away by Ron Johnson, but it could be that the Steelers are guilty of another critical mistake.
And I think we had a late flag too. There might have been a little bit of extraneous action on the line of scrimmage. Joe Green happy about it. I think it may go against the
Joe Green, who was drawn offside apparently. Green was in that neutral zone.
Watch it yourselves from the inside. That means that somebody is getting some action on the inside. A hand up, something.
I didn't see any hand up.
I didn't either.
Green wins an A for debate if he talked the official into that one.
False start, number 17, offense.
Oh, it's the
decline.
quarterback, Brian
4th down.
Sipe. Wonder if we can see that again. Sipe apparently moving back and influencing the charge by Green. Watch Sipe.
You see Sipe's head bounce, and they're calling him for that. He may also have used a very loud staccato inflection in his voice.
So Cleveland denied again after the intercept. And now getting a second chance on the penalty, hitting the kicker, and Evans hits it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback at the 20 for the Steelers. 40 yards, but only 20 net. The Steelers, a crowd exhorting their beloved Pittsburgh team to score. They trail by 6. Time running out. Minutes and 50 seconds remain. Cleveland again has never won in Three Rivers Stadium. They're 0-10. Johnny Evans trying to route that ball to stop at the 1-yard line, but it trickled into the end zone. See Paul McDonald, the backup quarterback for the Browns. Terry Bradshaw at his own 20-yard line, trailing 13-7. Franco Harris gets 3 yards on first down. Dick Ambrose made the tackle. The scores elsewhere, and this the 11th week of the National Football League season. Buffalo still leading Cincinnati 7-0 in the 3rd. Baltimore 10-6 against the Lions at Pontiac in the 3rd. Los Angeles has gone back in front of the Patriots 17-14 3rd quarter. Philadelphia rolling 24-0 at Washington 3rd quarter. We'll add the rest of them for you in a moment. 17-7 Atlanta over New Orleans in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Steelers, who trail 13-7. Lots of time. Open. Theo Bell at the 46-yard line. First down, Pittsburgh. 22 yards on the play. The other scores for you. The Giants leading Green Bay 21-14 in the 3rd quarter. To look at the confluence of the Three Rivers, after which this stadium was named. Tampa Bay trailing Minnesota 24-13. A 2nd quarter score, a high-scoring game. St. Louis still leading Dallas 21-17 in the 2nd quarter. You're up to date on all the other action. Stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader here on NBC. Some great games, including Houston at Chicago. Franco. 50 and to the Cleveland 47-yard line goes Harris. A good gain on first down of about 7 and gives him 47. Let's see, what is his total there for the day? 38 yards. Henry Bradley and Lyle Alzado with the stop.
Dick Ambrose, number 52, had a shot at Franco Harris in the backfield. Very often you judge the quality of a back by the yardage he makes after the first hit. In that case, Franco made about 8 yards after he was hit in the backfield.
So Harris has positioned the Steelers at the 47-yard line. A down to play with for Bradshaw. He has both wide receivers to the left. Bell and Swan. Gives it to Blyer. No gain. 94. Elvis Franks had penetrated into the backfield along with 93 Ron Cruz. A couple of youngsters. Cruz, a 4th-round pick from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and Franks, a 5th-round choice out of Morgan State.
Cruz getting tremendous pressure, just submarined in there. He's gone in place of Bradley. Clock ticking away down to 8:20, 8:19. Steelers, as we said, one big play away from going ahead in this ball game. They need the touchdown, though. They got to get themselves busy here.
Extra point missed by the Browns leaves the Steelers within 2 field goals. Bad pass. Bradshaw shooting it low to Rocky Blyer, and that brings up 4th down and 3. So the Steelers unable to pick up the first down yardage, and Craig Colquitt and the punting team comes in. The Browns have basically won this year, and they've won 5 in a row by outscoring the opposition. But today it has been their staunch defense that has really been the key to their lead, and they've held that lead since falling behind 7-0. It was then 7-6, missed extra point, and then a touchdown in the second quarter, and that's been all the scoring. None in the second half. Colquitt, no one back for Cleveland. Calvin Sweeney and Woodruff, and it's Pollard who gets it at the 5-yard line. Pollard wasn't going to gamble on that one, taking an awkward bounce. It'll be Cleveland's ball. They say first touch at the 6-yard line. Timeout. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 13-7 Browns. Midpoint of the fourth quarter. The Browns 13. The Steelers 7. Cleveland's ball. Call it the 7-yard line after a 41-yard punt by Craig Colquitt. Ryan Sipe against the Steelers and a noisy Pittsburgh crowd. From his own end zone, Mike Pruitt to the 12 to 13-yard line. A gain of about 6 for Mike Pruitt, the leading receiver for the Browns this year. Started with 36 today. Let's look at the man in the middle for Pittsburgh.
One of the things you like to do defensively is a little bit of window dressing. Lambert back and forth. The concentration obvious there. They did some shifting. He shifts over to the right, back to the left, off quickly into pass protection, and then reacting to the ball being caught in front of him. Comes up, gets his balance, gets a piece of the tackle.
Nice work. Larry Cirillo, our producer, Ted Nathanson, our director. You really could feel that play by Lambert. Mike Pruitt feeling that defensive charge of about 4 Steelers. Stopped shy of the 15, bringing up 3rd down and about 3.
Really has been a very physical game on the line of scrimmage. You can feel some of those pops up here. Both the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the offense, especially the offensive line of the Cleveland Browns, playing not only emotional football but very physical football.
Calvin Hill, number 35, comes into the backfield for Cleveland. He has not caught a pass today, but has 18 this year, many of them in critical 3rd down situations, as this one is. 3rd and 3. Hill dropped the ball, incomplete. He had it for a moment, but his arms were pinned by 59 Jack Ham.
Now we've got an illegal use of hands penalty against Cleveland. I think it's going to be ticketed against Risen. They'll refuse the penalty, forcing the punt.
Here's Hill again. Hill, as Sam Retigliano said, when he can't run and he can't catch, he'll still have a place on this team. There's a case of just too many Steelers for him to also wrap up the football. So Pittsburgh is going to get pretty good field position. Theo Bell back at the 47, and to kick it, Evans standing on his goal line. Snap it right into your TV set. Low kick. Bell at the 49, 45, 40, 37, and this crowd is ready to go out of its mind. They're on their feet.
Theo Bell playing possum with that football. He waited, made it look like he was having a little trouble getting his hands on it. All he wanted was to get that contained man inside and get around him. Did it beautifully, got them good field position, and Chuck Noll's confidence in his defense pays off. Gets the football back in good position to get it into the end zone. Now it's up to Bradshaw on the offense.
From the 37-yard line, trailing 13-7. Up the middle, and a flag goes down, and I believe we're going to get a hold against Mike Webster, the center of the Steelers. The sun's setting. The shadows have grown now to cover the artificial carpet. And some feel that if Pittsburgh loses, the sun will be setting on their season. After 8 consecutive years in the playoffs to tie Dallas's record, the pressure indeed on Chuck Noll's Steelers. And they're going to make it tough on themselves in this situation. It's now 1st and 20 for Pittsburgh.
Holding number 52 offense. First down.
It was Webster. Penalties, not many, but they have come in critical spots. I guess they always do.
They always do when they're against you, I'll tell you that.
It's like an untimely death. What is a timely one? Bradshaw dumping to Blyer, incomplete. Blyer at the 43-yard line. Clay Matthews and Dick Ambrose were out there for Cleveland. 2nd and 20.
Three-man rush. Excuse me, Dick. Three-man rush by Cleveland on that play. They were covering everyone deep. Bradshaw, of course, opting to go to his short man, Blyer, who swung to the outside, but the ball unable to be caught on that play.
Merlin Bradshaw has thrown well, but we have not really seen Bradshaw challenging the Browns deep, have we? He's not really uncorked a long one. I wonder if that's because that thumb and elbow bothering him, or whether that's just the game plan. 4 defensive linemen in for Cleveland. 2nd and 20 play from the 47 of the Browns. Bradshaw over the middle to Swan, complete at the 23. Lynn Swan with one of his patented sliding catches.
The absence of John Stallworth, a broken leg, now a broken foot. Swan more and more being asked to pick up the slack, and he does it here, diving to the ground, rolling it up, beautiful concentration, but a very big play by Bradshaw, scrambling to get time to throw that pass. They've kept the drive alive. They're inside on the 24-yard line. They need the 7 points.
That was 2nd and 20. He got 23 yards for the first down. Now he's looking for a touchdown. Swan at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
Well, when something works, go right back after it. This pass thrown right on a string, right into the stomach of Lynn Swan. Swan lost his footing a little bit there, or it might have been into the end zone. Watch the footwork here. Just a drive across the middle, a little post pattern. The ball well thrown, and Swanee is down on about the 3-yard line. They're looking into that end zone. They still got to get in there to go ahead.
4.5 minutes remain. Cleveland 13, Pittsburgh 7. 1st and goal inside the 3. Movement in the Steeler line. Harris is in the end zone. Fumbles! Pittsburgh falls on the ball. That was a live football. If Cleveland had covered it, it would have been the Browns' ball at the 20. Fortunately for Pittsburgh, Greg Wolfley fell on it, but I believe we have procedure against the Steelers.
If the Steelers had fallen on it, it would have been a touchdown. However, it's a penalty against the Steelers. They're going to march it out. The ball is just going to pop loose there. Grossman is the man who is offside, off early. Now that negates the play instantly.
Illegal motion, number 84, offense. First down.
First down and goal from the 8. So again, the Steelers a first down penalty, and down in that part of the field, the real estate's so difficult to buy. But that was a live ball. If Cleveland had fallen on it, it would have been their possession. Blyer to the 4. Lyle Alzado, number 77. Who once ate 17 chocolate pies as a college stunt, and of course fought Muhammad Ali in an exhibition match. A tiger of a defensive player. 2nd and goal near the 4. Innocent enough when you're that far away.
I think even folks up in the helicopter will be able to hear this crowd if Bradshaw could get the Steelers into the end zone.
3 minutes 39, 3:38. And a timeout called for by Chuck Noll. Noll spends a timeout. So with 3:35 left, a break in the action. When we return, it'll be the Steelers' 2nd and goal from the 4. They trail by 6. Pounding on the door, trailing 13-7. This is 2nd and goal at the 4. No signal yet for a touchdown. He stopped at the half-foot line. The crowd building in its crescendo, anticipating the touchdown signal, but Harris stopped just short. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Chuck Noll had his input on that play. Timeout called. He had a chance to be a part of that signal. You see Bradshaw showing where that ball is. Nose up on the end line. Cleveland's defense literally on their own end zone line, and what a big play this is.
Sam Rutigliano perhaps thinking about what happens if they do score. 3 minutes left. Bradshaw to Smith, right through the hands of Jim Smith, and what an unusual call on 3rd and inches.
Actually a very bright call. Smith was wide open. The ball thrown perfectly, but a little hard. Bradshaw rifled it, and maybe that was his mistake. A little eager to get it there, put a little too much zip on it. Smith unable to hold it. 4th down, of course. They'll go for the 7.
Robert Jackson being restrained again as he comes over to add a little verbiage. 4th and inches. Smith right. Swan slotted right. This could be the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Bradshaw calls time. Well, I guess if there is any indecision at this point, you better go talk to the coach.
You're down to a single play, and well, it may not come to that. There is time left in this game, but no question, the most important play of the season. In fact, maybe the most important play of several seasons for these Pittsburgh Steelers.
They trail 13-7. The ball is barely tickling the goal line on 4th and goal. Chuck Noll, who has shown some outward emotion, more than we usually see from him. Sam Rutigliano coolly talking with his assistant on the sidelines across the way, as he has to be thinking a move ahead. The chess game will involve Rutigliano's offense shortly, whether he's ahead or behind.
We talked about the emotion that was building in the locker rooms prior to the game, the emotion that's been demonstrated by the fans here. It's all boiled down to the one play on the 3 or 4 inch line. Play's been called, defense has been called. Now the action's on the field.
4th and goal. Grossman is stopped at the 3-yard line. So on 3rd and goal and 4th and goal from the inch line, Bradshaw throws twice. Cleveland has the ball.
Play called with an option run or pass for Bradshaw. Bradshaw unwilling to test his arm or his leg, turned back the opposite way. Flipped it over to Grossman, but Randy had no chance. Tremendous stand by, goal line stand by the Cleveland team.
Chuck Noll, just for a moment, hiding his head, expressing his disappointment. I'm a novice, you're an all-pro, but I'm surprised at the 1-inch line that a team would go twice to the pass on 3rd and 4th down. It's now in the hands of Cleveland with 2:44 remaining. Remember, the Steelers have used their timeouts. And Cleveland will try to run out the clock. Pittsburgh will have the 2-minute warning. That will be an ally, but Pittsburgh used at least 2 of their timeouts. I believe they may have one left. Terry Bradshaw, hoping he gets another chance. But testimony to Cleveland's defense that the Steelers did not try to just drive the ball through on the ground. They went to 2 pass plays on 3rd and 4th and goal.
You saw Noll hesitating momentarily, thinking maybe we should call a timeout, then realizing what their timeout situation is.
They have called timeout, and that is their last. So Pittsburgh, and you hear Chuck Noll saying, all right, as the referee came over to tell him that is your last timeout, coach. They will get a 2-minute timeout, so let's just speculate here. Say the Browns run it, get what you would think not long game. That would make it 3rd down. The clock would stop with a 2-minute warning, and the Browns then, unless they get a first down, would have to give Pittsburgh the ball, and the Steelers would have about a minute and a half with no timeouts. Mr. Art Rooney, we've seen Art Modell, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, because he's in the sunshine across the way. That is where Mr. Rooney is. Well, that's really an artistic, the lights, sun reflecting off the surface of glass in Mr. Rooney's booth.
He's had so very many great emotional moments and so many good moments with this Pittsburgh team. I'm sure he shared some of their frustration at failing to get that one into the end line, or across the end line and into the end zone. Right now, the pressure dramatically on the shoulders of the Pittsburgh defense. Their objective, shut them down quickly, and then either go for the block on the kick or try and bring it back and get yourself some field position.
2nd and 10. Sight with 2:14 left. Gives to Pruitt. Greg Pruitt stopped at the 4-yard line by Jack Lambert, number 58. The clock ticking down to the 2-minute warning. And there it is. 2 minutes left in the game. No timeouts remaining for the Steelers. 3rd and 9 coming up for Cleveland. In front, 13-7 in a place where they've never won.
What?
And 9 for Cleveland. Well, you talked about the 3 personalities prior to the game, Merlin Olsen. Brian Sight, that the Steelers had to stop him. They did in some ways, but he threw 2 touchdown passes. You also talked about Jack Lambert. Obviously, he's played brilliantly, and the Steeler defense has been tough. The 3rd man you mentioned was Terry Bradshaw.
Bradshaw's had his troubles, and I think the interceptions by Bradshaw and the failure on the goal line speak about a Terry Bradshaw's not playing the way he did to lead them into the playoffs and take them to the Super Bowl championship last year.
Sight in his own end zone, and that shows you the gambling instincts of Rutigliano. Rather than staying on the ground where he could have chewed up at least 25-30 more seconds, he threw for a first down, hoping he would catch the Steelers in a situation where they'd get an easy first down and could run out the clock. But now it's 4th down, and Cleveland will have to kick. But boy, there's a lot of things to chew on in this one. By incomplete that pass, it gives the Steelers another 30 seconds.
You've got to be thinking maybe safety, maybe intentional safety here. You can't afford to get this one blocked. Maybe you just snap it out of the end line, throw it to your punter, let him get it out of there. They can take the 2 points and then kick it away.
Then free kick it from the 20, 13. Yep, that's what they're going to do. And Lauren Taves is the first man to touch him, so I guess Taves, to make it official, will be credited with 2 points and a safety. Good thinking, Merlin. You're on top of that one. Well, you ought to be down there. I think you'd be a heck of a head coach.
I don't need those ulcers. Thank you. But now, of course, the pressure shifts in a different way to the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They obviously won't get the kind of field position that they might have gotten from the punt. They won't have a chance to block that punt. An intelligent call by Coach Rutigliano and his staff. They're playing percentage football, gambling football at times, percentage football at times. It's an interesting mixture on the other side of the line.
Indeed it is, and mathematically 13-9 really is no worse than 13-7. It's still going to take a touchdown by Pittsburgh to win the game. Chuck Noll has to do a lot of pre-planning. You talk about the 2-minute drill. Well, here's the ultimate test for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a minute 51 seconds and no way to stop the clock except by running out of bounds or an incomplete pass.
You talked a moment ago about Bradshaw wanting one more chance. He has one more chance, and certainly has a chance still to be the hero of this game. They only need one big play and they're back in, and they need an extra point then to put them ahead.
Well, not now. 13-9, and a touchdown would win it for them. But Bradshaw indeed will get another chance. The free kick, a punt by Evans, taken by Bell at the 29, 35, breaks a tackle, 40. He's to the 46-yard line, and the clock stops on change of possession. So 1:44 left. Here in Pittsburgh, it's 13-9 Cleveland. Let's go quickly to New York and Bryant. Thank Pontiac as this one ticking down dramatically in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are 55 yards away from a victory that keeps them very much alive in the AFC Central. But Cleveland in the lead, 13-9. Bradshaw incomplete to Blyer, and those passes to the backs in the flat have not been effective for Pittsburgh all day.
Steelers trying to get 3 wide receivers into action on that play. Cleveland countering with 3 defensive linemen, 8 back. They'll give them the short pass. They will not give them the deep bomb.
Thanks to Barney McKinley, Tim Fogarty, statistician Joe Costanza, Larry Cirillo, Ted Nathanson calling the shots. It's been a game with a playoff tempo. The Cleveland Browns, this is their best record this late in the year since Blanton Collier was the coach in 1969. And they lead 13-9, 2nd and 10. Bradshaw. Complete. Theo Bell at the 30-yard line of Cleveland. Look at the Steelers hustle. They can't afford to huddle. They're right to the line of scrimmage at the 30, a 24-yard pass play. Clock running, 119, 118. Bradshaw, first down play. Over the middle to Swan, intercepted and dropped by 27 Tom Darden, but hold on. There's a flag down at the 20, and it could be against Cleveland, judging by the spot at which the flag was thrown. Back judge coming in to inform his referee, and here's Mark Bright signal. Holding Cleveland. That gives Bradshaw 5 more yards, and will still be operating from first down.
And of course, clock stopped by virtue of the penalty and the incomplete pass.
Holding number 21, defense, automatic first down.
Oliver Davis, one of the extra defensive backs, guilty of the hold, and how often that happens. You put that man in as the 5th or 6th back, and a flag finds him. Ball is just inside the Cleveland 26. 13-9. The Browns lead the Steelers, and Bradshaw with his last chance trying to pull out a big victory, and the Browns digging in. Bradshaw to Swan, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Did he go beyond the line of scrimmage? Did Bradshaw pass the line of scrimmage? I think he did. A flag is down.
I think they're calling an ineligible receiver downfield. It looked like Penny, number 74, out there to block for Bradshaw, may indeed have been downfield.
Bradshaw, you saw him look to the sidelines to try to pick up the marker as he was scrambling upfield to see whether or not indeed he had passed the line of scrimmage. And he may not have, but one of his linemen thought he was going to run.
Illegal forward pass, number 12.
He was across the line then.
The down counts, 2nd down.
Okay.
So it's 2nd down plus the penalty, 2nd and 15. Bradshaw had passed the line of scrimmage. Swan's pass out of bounds at the 1-yard line is nullified. Oh my.
Clock is ticked down to 1 minute. 2nd, 14. Bradshaw thought he had it. He put it on target to Swan. Swan made a brilliant catch down near the end zone. Would have been first down on the 1-yard line.
The veteran from Louisiana Tech in his 11th year, calling on all his resources. Good protection down the middle to Swan. Swan is stopped at the 6-yard line. Clock is running. 49, 48, 47. Bradshaw hurrying his team up on 1st and goal.
He may throw this one away to stop the clock, Dick.
37, 36, 35. 1st and goal. Cleveland leading 13-9. Bradshaw. Oh my. You could feel a lot of hearts and a lot of throats on that one, and Bradshaw throwing as he was hit by Alzado, and neither man is able to get up. Now Bradshaw slowly favoring apparently a right ankle. Cleveland. The signal was timeout Cleveland as Alzado is attended to. Let's see the end of that play as Alzado pressuring Bradshaw.
Alzado coming hard from the outside. Bradshaw running to elude him. Knew he wasn't going to get away. Both of them ending up on the ground. Maybe we can see what happened. There's the grab right there. Throws it off of that. Ooh, looked like the leg turned inside out a little bit on him. Might indeed be his knee. Another look at it. Ooh.
No way to protect himself, and then Alzado appeared to injure himself when he fell on the knee, ribcage into the knee of Bradshaw. So the ball is at the 7-yard line. 25 precious ticks of that clock left for both sides. Cleveland leads by 4. Pittsburgh has no timeouts, and they have their backup quarterback Cliff Stout, who has started only 1 game in his career. That was at Cleveland, warming up.
Bradshaw coming off under his own power, but he is favoring that knee.
Let's go from Pittsburgh to New York.
This is Bryant Gumbel.
Left here, Bryant, and apparently Cliff Stout, we'll see, is going to come in to quarterback the Steelers. If so, you talk about pressure to wait it out. Bradshaw's, you almost have to take him out with a derrick. He doesn't want to come out, and he won't.
Stalemate, he's going back in there. Hey, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. You got to rope him and tie him and drag him up that field.
Well, this is 3-2. The bases loaded. Last of the 9th. You want to take your own cut. You don't want someone up there swinging the bat for you.
I got time for 3 plays. They're time for 3 plays. He'll have his full complement, and I don't think he's going to panic. I don't think he's going to try and get it all in one shot. If it's not there, I expect that ball to be thrown away. And
he certainly won't throw to a receiver that's in the field of play. He's going to be looking at the end zone. Cleveland's cardiac kids have come up with another script. Sam Rotigliano's team, game after game after game. The outcome in doubt right down to the final seconds. Calvin Sweeney to the left, Bell and Swan to the right. 2nd down. Incomplete, and a flag is down. Theo Bell, the receiver. I believe we have interference against Cleveland. That'll put the ball at the 1-yard line. 17 seconds left. It is not interference, but holding, so it'll be marked not to the 1, but to the 2.
It'll be half the distance, Dick.
Boy, did Bradshaw have time. You could just feel the heartbeats fluttering as you figure when you have that much time, someone has to break open.
Holding number 22, defense, 1st down.
Clarence Scott figuring, hey, there's no time here to let a touchdown beat us, and Bell was breaking away.
Play being sent into the game. Blyer coming out, an extra receiver in there. They'll have an extra receiver. Grossman going in for the and Cleveland calls timeout.
It's 1st and goal, so we can worry not about the downs, as was the case last week when Tampa Bay ran out of downs trying to score in the final seconds. It's 1st down. Pittsburgh has no timeouts. They have 17 seconds left, and Cleveland somehow trying to stop Bradshaw and preserve a 1st ever win in 3 rivers. Well, you knew it wouldn't be easy. Sam knew that coming in, Brooklyn Sam.
He certainly did.
He looks like the calmest guy in the park to me.
I'd still like to do an analysis on the stomach answers on that guy, though. Both these coaches have really been through emotional games. The stands starting to vibrate as these Pittsburgh Steeler fans jumping up and down, exhorting their offense, and Bradshaw to get that 7-pointer into the end zone. Oh, what a game.
They're rocking in 3 Rivers Stadium.
The whole stadium is bouncing, I think.
Here comes Bradshaw with Blyer and Franco. Pittsburgh, again, if you joined us late, trailing by 1 full game, already losing to Cleveland. Should they lose this one, they drop not only 2 behind the Browns, but actually 3 in the tiebreaker.
You You've got to wonder, they threw in a couple of obvious running situations. Would they run in a situation like this?
Oh my, that would be a total surprise, because if they don't make it, the game's over. Bradshaw. Touchdown, Lynn Swan. He's caught more than any Steeler receiver, but perhaps never a bigger one.
Dick, if I'm not mistaken, that's the same play that they tried earlier. Bradshaw rolling out, but now it all comes down to big wham.
Barr tacks on the extra point, so it's 16-13 with 11 seconds left. And the Steelers have used up all of Cleveland's time, but for the 11. Swan completing a brilliant day. The former star at USC, 9 catches, 139 yards.
Bradshaw wanted one more chance. He got it. He made it pay off. He could walk out of this game knowing that he made the big play when it counted. Terribly important for him and terribly important for these Steelers. You said it all early. If they lose this game, the season is gone. They still now have the opportunity to control their destiny. They play against Houston in a few weeks. They've got to continue to play well, but it's in their hands. It's not gone now.
Those two words really do say a lot, don't they? Pittsburgh Steelers. And they played with steel-like courage today, whipped by their veteran quarterback, Terry Bradshaw. Don Cockcroft talking to himself, but the 3 field goals that he missed were long attempts, and the extra point that was critical early was not his fault. Here's Barr's kickoff. Clock will start as soon as the ball is fielded. Dino Hall. He's at the 31. The clock stops with a whistle, and Cleveland has 6 seconds. They have a chance for a desperation throw.
Dick, we talk about the highs and lows in the game of the football. I think Bradshaw maybe could have felt both an extraordinary low. I don't know anybody could have been lower after he missed the chance to get it into the end zone. But the high he's on right now, I think he's probably up there somewhere above this stadium.
He's up there with our helicopter. Cleveland, meanwhile, with victory very much within its clutches, and indeed outplaying Pittsburgh for much of this game, finds itself with only 6 seconds left and losing by 3. In comes Brian Sipe, and Sipe must be thinking one thing: if you'd only given me a little more time. But he doesn't have much in which to play.
You've really only got one play, Dick. You've got to throw it far enough to hope for an interference call, and then perhaps a chance to kick the field goal. This play will be way downfield, and Sipe will again hope for the penalty or hope for the completion and maybe a last tick on that clock.
The Steelers have their fastest man, Woodruff, way back at his own 35, and it's incomplete. 1 second left. Ozzie Newsome wasn't going to go anywhere with that one anyway. They were hoping to get to Newsome in front of all that coverage, and because Newsome's such a great athlete, hoped that he could get off to a sensational run. Now, this is it unless there's a penalty.
Sometimes we set a game and say we expect excitement, we expect emotion, we expect drama. Doesn't always happen. Well, we got more than we bargained for today.
And then the whole melodrama of the Terry Bradshaw story, a man who's had some personal highs and lows during the course of this year. They said they've never seen him lower than he was last Sunday and Monday. Then he started to pick up middle of the week. And then today in this game, action has gone from low to a very high. And now it's Brian Sipe, the final play of the game. Greg Pruitt at the 40. And wrestled down. The game is over. And attention, doctor, the patient is still alive. The Steelers are back
physical, very emotional game, one that saw tremendous performances on both sides of the line of scrimmage, but one that also postponed.
Season berth for the Raiders, who would